Okay. So this is like a take 2. Be totally honest. We did a first take. It's terrible. We didn't care for it. So we're doing it again.
We're doing it again.
We're doing it again.
So this would be day 6. Day 6 is Insidious. Am I correct? Day 5?
Yes.
Day 5.
Well, it was Texas Chainsaw.
Was day 4?
Yeah, and then
so
and then
Insidious. Day 5 of our 31 days of horror movies.
And yes, it's been interesting so far. I've liked the movies so far.
Yeah, me too.
Babadook was definitely one of my favorites, just because it was new and fresh and hip and groovy. So,
and we're gonna talk about Texas Chainsaw because I know it was a must-have, a must-see.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about that too, and you've decided to do a video review every other day, and we'll do 2 videos.
I think we'll do 2.
Other day.
Yeah, we'll do 2 videos because I think that's gonna end up being better in that way. So.
Okay. Insidious, James Wang, Insidious #1 starts off with the Lambert family.
Yep.
Josh, his wife, his 3 kids. They are moving into a new home.
Right.
They are settling in, unpacking. The kids are exploring the house, I guess you could say. You're just seeing an inside look into the family life.
So they've barely gotten any boxes unpacked, and they're just kind of getting used to everything. And the kid goes upstairs and goes up into the attic, and he sees like a little door. What was it? Was it a?
Well, no, he goes up into the attic and
it was like a
climbs.
It was this fireplace thing out there, wasn't it? That was on fire or something like that. Am I thinking of a different movie?
Yeah.
We shouldn't have watched all 3 of them. That was a bad idea because now they're all getting fucked up.
Yeah, no, that's not on our pinpoint list.
You're
no,
just talking. I'm gonna drink.
Okay, you drink. So yeah, no, you were right. The son Dalton goes upstairs, and he climbs a ladder that the mother had actually broken earlier that day. She too went upstairs, up into the attic. They're drawn to the attic for some reason, you know. So he falls, and they rush to him. Are you okay? Did you hit your head? Are you okay? He says he's fine. Goes to bed. Next day, the wife says, "Can you go wake up, Dalton? He's still in bed."
Right, and he can't get up. He's
Father's like, "Come on, wake up, sleepyhead, out of bed."
Totally out of it. He's totally out of it, and he's like, he can't get him up, and so next scene is them at the hospital. Doctors don't even know what the fuck is going on. They just have him hooked up to a respirator, and they're just trying to make sure that he's still breathing and everything. So
yeah, they don't know why he won't wake up. They say it's not a coma, but he's not responsive.
Yeah, he's not responding to any stimuli, so they don't know what to do. It's a rare case. They're just like, we don't know what to do.
And yeah, it's just the parents feel helpless. And meanwhile, back at the house, the mother is experiencing some really weird stuff happening on the baby monitor.
Right, she's trying to write a song, and she hears some talking. What can be heard in between, like some static. Something's coming through.
Yeah.
And the baby keeps crying. Like the baby keeps waking up and crying for some weird reason every time she hears these sounds too. So.
Right.
So there's all this like weirdness that's going on with that. So she's getting freaked out about that, and
yeah, she tells Josh. She says there is something really weird happening in this house. She's scared. She says she's scared for Dalton. She's scared.
And now she has to be a caregiver, so now she's also having to learn with having to take care of a child that is going to be bedridden. So
right. So because they don't know what's wrong with Dalton, he ends up coming home.
Right. They're going to take care of him there, and so they get him home. They're taking care of him. What the other son doesn't really want to. He wants to switch rooms.
The other son says, "I'm afraid.
I don't like when Dalton is walking around.
I'm afraid because Dalton moves around at night.
Yeah, he walks around.
So now they're realizing something else is going on, you know,
right.
Because she is now seeing full-blown ghosts
Right.
in the house.
Yes.
They are
they're seeing
dancing,
apparitions. Yeah, it's like
playing hide and seek with her in the closet, and she totally loses it. And upon changing sheets, she sees the big red handprint.
Yeah, and so
which is the catalyst to say,
we need to get the fuck out of here. Like,
meantime, her husband, he's not there. Josh is at
checked
work,
out. He's tired and he
working late.
Doesn't want to deal with this shit, and he comes up with an excuse to stay late. He didn't have to grade papers.
Right.
He just didn't want to come home because he's fucking scared. He doesn't like what's going on. So, and he's being a puss. He should be helping his family and being there for his fucking wife, who's caring for their indolent child now. And no, instead, he needs to take a nap. He needs nap time. So he comes back. She's been trying to call him. The sheet with the fucking red handprints on it. The fucking claw print. It's like fucking the demon hand.
Yeah.
Definitely not human. So anyway.
He tells her that he just deals with things like this in his own way. And she throws the sheet at him and says, well, you can deal with this. Meanwhile, they've moved houses. She has told him she must move. They have to move.
We need to move now. I don't want to stay here anymore. This is too much.
Yeah.
They move. They find a new place. Mom comes to help them move in. Mom's very...
Yes. Josh's mother,
says
Lorraine.
Something. Mom says... Lorraine, what you were saying.
She's helping her unpack, and she's, saying, nobody really understands what you're going through but you. And she was really surprised unpacking some photographs that you got Josh to sit still for a picture because he really doesn't like to have his picture taken. So. Which we find out in a little bit why that is.
Right. Which you also said, wasn't it funny that her name was Lorraine?
Right. I said, did you notice that the mother's name was Lorraine?
Which is just interesting naming
because James Wang, who also does Conjuring
so
and Annabelle,
he's tying all of this shit. This is going way too deep.
Okay.
Just Wang. Wang is going too deep with where he's there's just too much going on, and you shouldn't have that guy. You shouldn't have Ed Warren, or what's his name?
Wilson. Last name is Wilson.
Yeah, they shouldn't have that guy playing.
So things keep happening to the new house, to Renee and the mother. They're actually sitting down with Josh at the table, and the mother is saying, I had a dream about this place. And in my dream, I was afraid, and I was walking through the house, and I get to Dalton's room, and there was something in there with him.
Right.
And I asked, who are you? It said it was a visitor. Right. What do you want? It said Dalton.
And then just in the picture, it just shows him, I'm pointing at the child, and it was just like, whoa. And the way they made the demon in this, they made him... This guy knows how to draw a demon, that's all I know. That guy knows how to cast and to make up the whole composition from this movie.
Yeah.
On through the other ones. That's exactly what I would think of if I was thinking of a demon. It's dark, it's got markings, it's got fucking hooves for feet.
Something that never existed, never was alive in human form ever.
Just something, stuff of nightmares.
Right. So. And in the process of saying this, she actually says he's here right now, and they pan over to the jump scare.
Yeah.
And we finally get to see the face, the face, not just the shadow.
Right. It's now, you now know it has an eye, it has expressions, it's crazy.
To me it looks like Darth Maul.
It looks like Darth Maul. It could be Darth Maul, actually. It's like the Maul Chronicles.
It really does. To me, it does.
This is like he's come back and incarnate. He's in Insidious.
Right. So the mother suggests that she knows somebody who can help with what's going on. And she says the reason why I know this woman is because... so she recommends Elise. And Elise is a psychic medium, and Elise helped her...
Not a lease. Like a renting lease.
Right. We're not renting lease.
I thought that's what people were talking about originally. I said, how is a renter's lease going to help this poor family? I was way
In case they had to move again? I don't
I was way off. I read that wrong. My bad. Please go on.
So the way that she knows Elise is because when Josh...
I'm still stuck on the...
When Josh was a child, he himself actually had a haunting.
Don't laugh at this.
There's nothing to laugh at.
Don't laugh at... I'm not... Just say... Don't encourage this behavior. Because it will only get worse.
Right.
So they bring Elise.
They bring Elise in, and
yeah,
Elise explains his childhood, Josh's childhood,
right,
and why she knows his mother. We find out that Josh himself was haunted by the quote-unquote bride in black. And she showed up in photographs of him, where she got closer and closer and closer and closer to him. So she brought in Elise, and they erased his memory.
Right. Men in Black. Excuse me, look at this.
Yeah.
Everything tastes purple, and I
so that he wouldn't remember the bride in black. He wouldn't remember.
I try not to remember the bride.
Yeah. But he always remembered that he didn't like to have his picture taken, but he didn't know why, right? So she comes in, her crew comes in first, actually. Elise's crew comes in to do the walkthrough.
Right.
They say, yes, we must get Elise back. She needs to come back.
Well, there's some shit was going down. Like, the dude saw the girl, the smile. And a smile is just, that's fucked up. Like, he's just like, click.
He saw the ghost girl.
And it's just like, that's just
the creepy twins, right?
Yeah, and they're smiling. Yeah, they're like, and then they do that. They smile. It's like all big, and it's just like,
right.
You know, that's not good.
Right.
Like, they're not nice.
So, the Elise comes back, and she's going to now see Dalton for the first time and try to pick up whatever's going on in the house.
Right.
And so this is her assessment. She walks into his room. You know, she says, "It's okay, Dalton. Your mother and father are here." And she looks up.
And she has homeboy, one of the cronies.
Yeah.
The not tall, brooding looking one, but the fucking one.
The guy with glasses. Yeah, the nerdy guy.
He's the guy sketching. And she just starts spouting shit to him. And I couldn't pick up a whole lot of what she was saying.
You kind of hear every other word she says, you know, faces,
but her expression was just like...
terrifying. Yeah.
And it was like, wow, she's actually looking at him right now.
Yeah. They had the lights off too, so that was a little creepier because they pan up to just like the darkest point of a corner.
Right.
You can't see it, but she is describing something very horrific, and the family is like, "What do you see? What do you see?"
Finally, the mom comes in, takes the sketchbook, and it's just it's the demon.
It's the demon.
Just him coming out of the dark, like brooding over
her son.
Yeah, and that's like fucking scary. And she just drops the pad and fucking runs. Like, she's like, oh my god.
Right.
Like, what would you do? Like, there's a fucking demon right there. Like, really? You're looking at him?
So, Elise, they're sitting down. They're going to talk about the picture. She says, you know, it's not the house that's haunted. It's your son. Your son is a very gifted astro projector. It has been since he was very little.
Yeah.
And essentially, you know, he leaves his physical body and his spiritual body. It's like outer body experience.
So he's gone too far. He is gone.
He thinks they're dreams, and now he's gone too far where he's become lost in a place.
Now, where is this?
That she calls the further.
So he's gone far.
There into the
he's
further.
Now in the further.
And now, so he's lost. So the longer he's gone, the more vulnerable his body is for the demon to possess him. And really, what he wants to do is take his body to do harm to others. because he has an
He's
insidious plan.
He is not going to be giving out cinnamon rolls.
No.
He is not a Cinnabon.
So, upon giving her diagnoses, let's say, and she says, I might go against a previous diagnosis from your doctor, but your son is not in a coma. This is what's happening. He's in the further.